Hey family, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, right? Hold on, it's 6, November 7th. How are you this morning? How are you feeling? All right, you guys, you're in your prime. We're getting the week started. I hope your Monday was good. I hope that your mindset was right. And today I'm coming to you with the topic of what are you willing to do to change unwanted circumstances or unwanted things in your life. I think that's the title I'll put. Y'all, I can't remember. All right. So I'm coming to you because a lot of people desire a lot of different things. And they have good intentions for desiring things. And the truth is they probably deserve these good things. But a lot of people are not willing to put in the work to do these things and to get to the places that they desire to be. And that ends up being a problem, right? Because a lot of times when you come across people and they have an attitude or they have snide remarks about you, a lot of times they see something in you that they wish they had in them and they don't respond the correct way. And that's why it's good to deal with self so that you can see different perspectives in different levels and different paths people are on. So you don't take it personally. It's just that they're on a journey trying to find themselves, trying to find their desires, trying to find their dreams, and make things work. And things just seem like they're not working for them. And so they get really upset about it. And it's no reason, and sometimes they lash out. That's just what they do. And when you understand that, it's no dirt off your back, right? It's not. So during my time, when I found my time in my darkest hour, because I was that person, I was throwing shade and dirt everywhere, honey. Okay. Once I came out of that and I started doing my healing, one of the first books that I grabbed or gravitated to was As a Man Thinketh. If you do not have this book, you must get this book. This is an easy, short read. I think it's only, I don't know, probably like not even 40 pages. You can read it in a day. I've read it millions of times. And I've also given it away to people who were really sincere about starting their journey. This is a great book, easy read if you want to change your life. If you're trying to change your trajectory and you just don't know how, this is one of the best books I can recommend. And when I talk about changing life, I want to read this passage to you because this is exactly how people are. So he talks about a rich man who was dealing with a painful disease as a result of gluttony, okay? That means that he just kept eating. No reason, he's just eating wants more and more. And gluttony doesn't always have to deal with food. It could be tennis shoes. It could be hair. It could be whatever it is, right? Gluttony. And he was willing to throw large sums of money, right? To get rid of it. But the problem was his mindset. So though you're throwing money to solve this problem, your mindset isn't getting rid of the desire of the gluttony. He still wanted the food. His mind, he didn't know how to shut off that part of his mind. And he wanted to gratify himself with, the best foods and the best desserts. And so his disease just kept growing and growing, and he's throwing money and he's like, I want the doctors to fix this, right? I got all this money. Why can't you fix this, right? But he's unwilling to look at himself to fix himself, right? It says, such a man is unfit to have health because he has not yet learned the first principles of living a healthy life. A lot of us are walking around here and we want a lot of stuff, right? But we haven't learned the lessons to keep it. We haven't done the work and know what it is or what it takes to get to the place that we want to get to. We just want to arrive there, right? And so when we think about what you want and what you're willing to do to get there, I always say health is wealth, right? I don't care how much money you can throw at something, how much, money you have or whatever, what kind of lifestyle you live. It doesn't matter when it comes to certain things. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to change the mindset. My book, Confronting Complexions, does that. It really shows you yourself. And it does that through my story of how I got through the darkest point of my time, how I was alone in, I always say, like a well by myself, wanting to get out, but didn't know how to get out. And thank goodness the Most High came and got me. He showed me 7 steps to take. I took those 7 steps and I was able to change my entire life. From that point on, it took me about 2 years to heal though. But after those 2 years, my life had shifted and my mindset had shifted. And so I started to seek out more and more information along the lines of the assignment that the Most High had given to me. So I share this with you because November is self-reflection month, right? So I have this book, Confronting Reflections. It shares the stories, but it also shares how and what I did to move forward, how I was able to change my life, my trajectory, the work I had to put in to make these things happen, because I didn't like the life I was living, but I had no idea how to get out of that dark. I had no idea how to pull myself up out of the well. And so it does take a lot of work, and it does take a lot of reflection, looking at yourself and really being honest with who you are or who you have been, because you have to take accountability of your past, and you have to take accountability of your now. And like I said, you have to ask the hard questions to move forward, and you have to be willing and able to do the work, because the life is not just going to land in your lap, right? We can't go around complaining all the time that this isn't working, this isn't happening, I don't know why people don't like me, I don't know why my job is so hard, I don't know why I can't find a man or I can't find a woman. I promise you, when you start to look at yourself, you will know why. You will get your answers. Not only will you get your answers though, you will start to put processes and boundaries in place so that you don't repeat the steps of your past. Because if you're out here living your best life and you talking about, I don't want to change, I ain't changing for nobody, that's fine. But understand that you're going to be in the same place you were next year saying the same thing, right? Because we all have to change. Set your pride and your ego aside. That ain't got nothing to do with, I don't know. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right? So you have to be willing to be vulnerable. Number 1, with yourself. And then number 2, learn how to be vulnerable and honest and truthful with other people about what you're going through, what you're desiring. And then again, when I talked about those circles, make sure you're talking to the right people when you have these conversations, so that you can get good feedback, so you can get the support to be uplifted, if at all possible. Okay? Because what is going on in your life is because of you. And you can say, oh, and I do this as adults. I don't talk about kids, because kids don't have a lot of room to make a lot of decisions, right? Or the mindset yet. But as adults, you have the choice, right? And some of the choices we made 5, 10, 15 years ago brought us to this exact same place. So sometimes you have to walk some things back and look at which decisions you made that ended up right where you are. Maybe it was a relationship. Maybe it was a job. Maybe you were driving too fast on the freeway or the highway, and things happen, right? Cause and effect is one of the natural laws. Cause and effect. You do something and it affects, but it's a ripple. So you don't know if you're going to see the consequences the next day, the next month, the next year, or 10 years down the road. So sometimes when you're in a place you don't want to be, sometimes you have to go in the past and find out how did I get here? What did I take the wrong turn? Did I do a U-turn? Did I get on the wrong freeway, the highway, whatever it is? I'm just here to tell you to look at yourself. Okay, I'm just here as a messenger because I've been there and I've done that. And I still every day have to examine myself to make sure that I arrive at the destination that I see for my future, that I envision, that I want, right? And I want the same thing for you, because you have the power to change. You have the power to change your life, your thoughts, your outcome, your physical being, whatever it may be. The power rests in you. So what are you willing to do to get to where you want to go, right? I was at a pop-up shop. Sorry, I just thought about this. I was at a pop-up shop and I was talking to a young lady, and she was talking about her trajectory in life and how she was struggling because she was working at, I think it's like a thrift store or whatever. And she was like, how they don't get paid enough. And she said one day she was sitting in the cash register and she said, you know, these people make over like $2,000 a day. And she said, and what they pay me is like measly money. I could barely make my rent. And she said at that time, right there at that moment, she decided she was going to change her life. Boom. A light bulb came on for her. She said she looked up MARTA, which is a transit center here in Georgia. And they were hiring and they were teaching how to drive the buses and all of that. And she said she signed up. She said she's willing to go to the program because she felt she deserved better than how she was being treated out here. But she recognized that she had the power to change, that she didn't have to be stuck where she was, but she did have to do the legwork to make sure she could move forward and have a future that she wanted. She looked at the pay, MARTA versus the thrift store, right? And she said, it's worth it. I'm worth it. So she signed up and she was telling me how excited she was that her life was going to change. Look, she has to go through a program, but she's excited right then and there. She ain't even started the program, but she knows her life is going to look different. And she is excited about that change. And that's what you need to be. You need to be excited about the change. Don't worry about the work you got to do. Keep your eyes on the prize because it's coming if you're willing to do the work. I got on a soapbox. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Well, I just wanted to come on here and talk about a little bit about what you're willing to do, what you can do to change your life, to make it better, to make it a little more manageable, to make it a little more easier so that you can live the desired life that you have. Let me get on and get it. I got things to do, honey. So as always, I pray that what you seek and what you desire in your life is seeking and desiring you. Until tomorrow morning, you guys stay blessed. Bye.